Welcome to Sports News. Ahead of the must-win 2015 African Nations Cup qualifier against Congo, Super Eagles players are confident that the African champions will secure victory against their Central African opponents. The coaching crew, led by coach Stephen Keshi, also gave an assurance that the team will get the needed result in Congo. The German government have unveiled a draft bill that foresees jail terms and stiff fines for top athletes, coaches and managers who use or acquire banned substances. The draft bill will still need to be discussed in Parliament and could be passed as early as next spring. It only targets top athletes supported by state funds and on the National Anti-Doping Agency's test pool, and it doesn't affect amateurs. Czech tennis star Tomáš Berdych reignited his ATP World Tour Finals challenge with victory over out-of-sorts US Open champion Marin Cilic in London. Berdych won the crucial Group A contest 6-3, 6-1 after both men lost their opening matches on Monday. Boxing, British fighter Amir Khan says he is fully focused on his upcoming fight against the American Devon Alexander, despite hopes of finally catching Floyd Mayweather's attention. The two-time world champion will face off against his 27-year-old opponent for the WBA International and WBC Silver Welterweight titles next month in Las Vegas. And Kobe Bryant has set the record for the most missed field goals in the history of the NBA. The Los Angeles Lakers star, who is in his 19th season, set the mark in the fourth quarter of a 107-102 loss to the Memphis Grizzlies when he missed a 14-foot fadeaway jumper. And that's it in sports news. Amarachi will be back with the rest of the news at 10.
Away from sports news on the foreign scene, the World Health Organization has informed that the number of those who lost their lives to the Ebola virus disease has gone above 5,000, most of the new deaths reported in Sierra Leone, as the frequency of new cases no longer appears to be increasing in Guinea and in Liberia. The WHO said more than 2,830 people have died from Ebola in Liberia, with more than 1,100 deaths in both Guinea and in Sierra Leone. Meanwhile, the fight against the deadly virus has taken a turn for the worse in Sierra Leone, where more than 400 health workers involved in treating Ebola patients at a clinic have gone on strike. Temitope Fagbemi tells us more and on this and other stories.
We include nurses, porters and cleaners are protesting over the government's failure to pay an agreed weekly hazard payment of $100. The clinic in Badan Juma near Bou is the only Ebola treatment center in southern Sierra Leone. Meanwhile, in Mali, a nurse and the patient who was treated earlier have become the second and third people to die from Ebola virus in the country. Away from West Africa, NATO says its officials have seen Russian military equipment and Russian combat troops entering Ukraine this week. But Moscow denied that its troops are in eastern Ukraine to help pro-Russian separatists there. However, the rebels have admitted being helped by volunteers from Russia. In other news, China and the United States have made fresh promises to curb greenhouse gas emissions as the leaders of the two countries met for talks in Beijing.
The United States has set a new goal of reducing our net greenhouse gas emissions by 26 to 28% below 2005 levels by the year 2025.
Finally, Azerbaijan's defense ministry says its forces have shot down an Armenian military helicopter violating its airspace. 3 crew members were killed in the incident. And those are some of the top stories making the rounds.
Thanks a lot, Temitope. And the main news again. 2 people, a student and a female suicide bomber, were today killed following an explosion at the Federal College of Education Technical in Kotangora, Niger State. The senators invited the service chiefs over Monday's attack on a secondary school in Yobe State and demanded an inventory of the military hardware used in the fight against insurgency. The Joint Health Workers Union has threatened to down tools tomorrow, just as the lecturers of the University of Lagos today trooped out to protest alleged high-handedness of their school management. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you for watching. I am Amarachi Ubani. Good night.